guys want to kind of catch my posture here, whether I'm a bit too, I don't know, hunched or anything like that. Does that look upright enough to you? Hello everyone, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the new EP from Subtronics, Screamsaver. Jesse Carden, aka Subtronics, he is back with his third EP in 10 months, and it's quite mad when you say it out loud like that, but the man's been busy. A follow-up to Worked on Tronics from October last year, and Cyclops Army, which came out just 4 months prior. Another couple of EPs with a load of stunning moments, a range of sounds on offer, full of life and colour and energy. I think about the exhilaration of a track like Glitchfight, or the infectious grooves and flows on Failure Rate, for example. But even now, I'm not sure I enjoyed any tunes from those EPs 100%, completely front to back. Moments where the energy, colour, flavour aren't kept up quite enough, which his style tends to drift into. Having said that, I still enjoyed the EPs as collections, with the individual brilliant moments spread out. Cyclops Army a little bit more. As I mentioned, he has been very busy last year or so, that extending far beyond original solo material. Namely a load of collaborations with big names like Grizz, Zed's Dead, Keizo, Snails, Rusko. Friggin' Rusko. Not forgetting his remix of Excision's Vault 2, my out-and-out favourite remix of 2019. But recent original solo work was what I was most interested in going into Screamsaver, of course. How similar would it be to his past two EPs stylistically? Would we see any massive changes from him for this new collection? And honestly, I'd say it's simply another solid continuation of the Subtronics concept, both for the good and the not as good. Good in the sense that again here there's a wealth of absolutely fantastic moments on offer, and not so good because again I'm not sure there's one tune I love here from start to finish. Take for example track 2, Lullaby, where that divide between working and not working is for me most evident. The execution of the fake out for the first drop is absolutely brilliant. I love the staggered, jumpy delivery there. The drop itself is savage, cuts deep, very full sounding. The flow and dynamic between everything is top notch. The final drop having even more purpose and dynamism to it, creating more moments to take your attention, just a mad relationship between everything going on. But the double or middle drop here I unfortunately can't get on board with, one of those descending chopper-like sequences. Some amazing touches that kind of glide along, but in the main chunk of it, the sounds feel a bit out of time with the beat, and overall I find it quite overblown. Yeah, there's something out of time there. And even taking the better stuff into account, there are multiple instances here where the heaviness drags a bit. Moving back one, we have the opener and title track, where again, the difference between good and not as good is clearer to hear. The drop structure here is interesting. You have a first drop, then a double or middle drop, then a bigger version of the double or middle drop to kick off the second drop, and then back to the first drop. Another brilliant fake out here to kick off the heaviness, the vocal sample as well, the fuzzy stabs, that sprinkling of high-pitched glitch.
You're already dead.
That running into a large RIDDIM beat, the sharpness of the glitch is insane, so finely done, and it really runs through your body. The changes in octave of that wild overlaying glitchy stuff is maddening by the end, reaching higher and higher. You can't not love it. Initially though, both the double or middle drop and second drop I find to be pretty laboured, quite ponderous, and not that active. Some lovely flickers in both as they go on. The samples are spliced in really well also, but you just can't ignore the first impact of each one. Going now to the closer, Blow Stuff Up, where once more the good, not as good divide is, for me, easily felt. The first drop is jumpy, bubbly RIDDIM, a lovely bop to it. It's got personality, verve, loads of interjecting sounds, stuff firing off in all directions. It gets you moving, as you can see, but the second drop, more beat focused, has nowhere near as much flavour. It's more powerful. I think it will be one for those out there that prize heaviness above all, but besides a couple of touches here and there, quite plain. On track 3, Discotheque with Achios, I think differences between drop ideas, what works and what doesn't, aren't as obvious. In many ways, I think this cut is exactly what you would want from these two. The colour and liveliness of Subtronics mixed with the directness, attitude and constancy of Achios. I mean, what's not to like? A match made in execution heaven. I like the various points here where the synths build continually in a short space of time. Leveling up. But I do think it could have pushed further with the invention of it. More variation, a bigger element of surprise, maybe more background touches. I love the definition of sound here, but it ends up feeling quite simple for them. Not to reduce Scream Saver to its drops, there's a lot going for it beyond the heaviness. On a vocal level, another solid outing from Mr. Carden. I don't think many could deny that. Another to-the-point performance here from Virus Syndicate on Lullaby. Some decent lyrics here, but more than that, I just love their delivery in the builds once again. Oh, they're just so good in builds. Sample-wise, I like the yo, 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 let's blow stuff up on the closer. Blow stuff up, but my outright favourite would have to be the cheekiness of I saw him walking out the discotheque on Discotheque, how it's chopped in the builds. It's just so well done.
I saw him once walking out the discotheque.
I'd also like to address the introductions and midsections here, and it feels like only now I've noticed how big a part gloominess plays in his music. In a good way, it's how he tells a story with his music from the off, most prominent in the opening two here. The other two being markedly different. Discotheque is a bit outer-worldly, futuristic to begin with, a definite Achios gleam to it. And Blow Stuff Up starts in quite a serious and dark way, you know, dust settling kind of vibes. Both of them have a definite charm and mysteriousness to them, but stylistically, from an introduction perspective, Scream Saver is a tale of two halves. I also think the midsections are well done, nothing special or outlandish, but all a nice extension of the introductions, a way of toning down and rebuilding each tune. He could push a bit further with his musicality sometimes and draw us in a little bit more, like on Hit 'Em with Boogie T, for example. But basically, there isn't anything notably off about the midsections here. They're all an important part of the tune they're in, and they all do a job. Another small thing here, whenever there's a collab on his own EP, Subtronics puts the other producer's name first. Not sure why, but I would love to know, so Jesse, if you're watching, let us know. But overall, taking everything into account I've said here, I will return to what I said at the beginning. In many ways, it's a continuation, a solid one at that, of the Subtronics concept. Another good outlay of his style, an array of nifty ideas on show, a big range of sounds, and different kinds of energy as well. Really good level of production for the most part, many idiosyncrasies and moments I enjoy on every tune. Difficult to establish many patterns with it as well, which is the biggest compliment I can pay it. You know, structure aside, I don't think it's predictable in any way. But also, of course, as I've mentioned, a decent amount of it, not pushing quite far enough. No one tune here that I love from start to finish. He may feel he needs those moments to provide contrast with his heaviness, but I'd love to hear it ramped up even further. More wildness, more largeness of his sound, more sounds shoved in, more spontaneity, more risks taken. Maybe now it calls for a bit of experimentation with his sound. Some outright trap, some D&B, mid-tempo, house, whatever. But also, it may be me just demanding too much, and I should be fine knowing it's one of the best dubstep EPs of the year so far, which it is. He's keeping up his high standards. I may not like all the ideas here, but his general approach, I love the freshness of sound, the willingness to change up the ideas. I only want it to go further because I feel it can. Really, it's another collection from him that I like a lot on the whole, and I'm excited to enjoy it more and more over time as I listen again and again. Now, in terms of my favourite here, I'm not sure I have an outright favourite, as I've been saying. Lullaby has the best moments here for me, but the title track is the most balanced, so I think I'm going to have to go with that one. Yeah, Scream Saver. And for recommendations, if you enjoyed the EP, then no one really like him out there at the moment, I would say. But yeah, check out his past stuff, and notably the last 2 EPs that just came out. Just came out a few months ago, but yeah, I would recommend his old stuff for sure. But there we have it, my thoughts and opinions on the new EP from Subtronics, Scream Saver. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. But what did you make of the EP? Which track is your favourite of the 4? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell along the way so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video to the channel, and my social media accounts are linked in the description box down below. And if you want to find some other EP reviews on the channel, I will link them right here. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure, as always, to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Subtronics Scream Saver EP review. Peace out.